Welcome to the East Bank Sports Show, proudly brought to you by the Fanatical Elves, a member of the Fans First Sports Network. Broadcasting live from the vibrant East Bank of the Flats in Cleveland, Ohio. Join us as we delve into the heart of Cleveland sports. It's your hosts, Noah and Matt.
Welcome back into the East Bank Sports Show, everybody. It's a new day. Guardians win 2 games in a row. We're still going to talk about the Guardians pretty heavily in this episode because they've been scaring your boy a little bit. Matt, real quick, how we doing, man? How's your week going? I know you've been busy as all hell with work.
Yeah, you got it there. A lot of work, but hey, we're here now. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I'm looking forward to talking about all of the topics that we have going on in today's episode. I want to shout out everybody who is tuning in live. It really, warms my heart, makes me feel good. I want to shout out everybody who watched our last episode of the East Bank Sports Show. We got a lot of views on YouTube for our small channel, and I really want to appreciate everybody that tuned in and hit the subscribe button. That being said, please go hit the subscribe button because 99% of people watching our videos right now are not subscribed to the channel. Helps us grow a ton. Make sure you hit that download button wherever you're listening to this podcast. If you're listening to the audio version, again, helps us grow a ton. And with that being said, Matt, let's get into it. I want to talk some sports on this lovely Wednesday night. Had a couple sodas at the bar with my girlfriend before this, so I'm feeling loose, feeling good. I'm ready to go. And let's get into it. So our main topic, title topic, is the Guardians' luck running out, Matt? And, you suggested we kind of talk about this, keys to success post the All-Star break. And then, we win a game 7-0 and then get the brakes beat off of us the second day and lose again. Now we're getting back into, where we were at before. But I want to talk about it, Matt. I'm going to let you start this topic off. What are the Guardians' keys to success post All-Star break, and are they in a slump right now?
So I'm going to flip the order you asked the questions in. To answer that first, no, they're not in a slump. It's baseball. It's a streaky game. I wouldn't call it a slump. We just won 2 in a row. We're fine. Relax. As for keys to success, I think there's 2 main ones. One's more of a direct, actionable thing we need to do. And then the other one is more of like a how the team has been playing type deal. The biggest one, obviously, I don't want to sound like beat a dead horse. We've talked about this many times on this podcast. We need a starting pitcher, maybe 2. The trade deadline's coming up fast. We have to make a move. I'm not going to go into that. We've gone into that 100 times.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing at this point. And, the news keeps breaking out that we're going to be aggressive about getting a trade and going to get someone, but we haven't gone and done it yet. And I know the market is really rough right now, but, even with some of the – and I'll get into my take in a second here, and I am going to say a slump. Some of the slumps that are, going on with batting and such right now with this team. We need to go ahead and do something, and we need to still capitalize on the fact that we are playing fantastic baseball right now. You know what I mean? With that being said, I kind of want to talk about how I feel, right? I think the biggest thing right now is we're in a hitting slump. I saw a stat posted that, David Fry hasn't hit a home run in like a month and a half, and he was an all-star. Jose was cooled off for a little bit, had a hell of a game yesterday. Sole reason we won. I want to shout out the sole reason we won today. And yes, this is a dig at you, Matt, because the scoring runner for both of the points in the Guardians game today, Matt, who was it?
I know the winning run RBI went to Josh Naylor. I know that.
But who is the runner who did the fantastic base running to get into home for both points of the game?
I was so distracted by the hits that got them there. I must have missed that part. I'm not exactly sure.
The answer is Bo Naylor. Bo freaking Naylor. No, I'm just saying that to throw the digs. If we got some longtime watchers now, Matt hates Bo Naylor. I love Bo Naylor. It's kind of just part of the show's dichotomy at this point. That being said, though, I really think we need to see some of these guys step it back up. I don't know if there's a pep talk that needs to be had, or a cultural. I don't know. Just the bats right now, we're not hitting the ball like we were, and I don't even want to say we're like a streaky team because we were so good for 3 months. We just had a rough July. Hopefully August the fate turns around. I mean, we did win 2 games in a row, looking to win the series against Detroit tomorrow. Matt, what else are you thinking?
I mean, I think another one of the huge keys to the second half is continuing to be home dominant. We've been dominant at home the first half of the year, and a majority of our second half schedule is at home. If we can continue that trend of dominance, we'll easily win the AL Central and be contending for maybe a first round bye. Who knows?
Yeah, I would love it. I still have a lot of faith in this team. We got a nice, young, beautiful roster right now. Am I right, Matt? That, has the potential to keep this thing going. I just want to see them get back in their stride and get ready to go. You know what I mean? What else are we thinking, Matt, before we move on, take a commercial break, move on to our next topic?
I mean, really the last thing I kind of wanted to respond to something you said there is talking about the hitting, slump as a team we're in. I kind of feel like that was to be expected. If you go back and look at kind of where a lot of our big numbers came from, it always seemed to be like 2 or 3 players at a time. We're super hot right now, which there's nothing wrong with that. It won us a lot of baseball games, but at some point you're bound to only have one player hot, no players hot. And You're not going to win baseball games like that, but it's not going to last forever.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense too. It is such a streaky league, right? And there's so many games, you go through ups and downs. I mean, every player is due to have a bad game at the same time. I want to shout out real quick, Matt, did you pay attention to the game today?
I was at work. I didn't get to catch most of it.
Okay, so we're talking right now for those who are listening in the future. This is Wednesday night. We're recording post the Guardians win against the Detroit Tigers 2-1. Tanner Bybee went out with an injury, actually, and I wanted to talk about that real quick. And it really isn't an injury. He went out. They said he was cramping pretty hard in his warm-up going into the 6th inning. Top of the 6th inning. So I just want to shout out and say hopes and prayers that he's okay, because God knows we need him more than anything on this roster right now. That it's just cramps and, it isn't anything super serious, and he'll be ready for his next start. Matt, any thoughts on that before we go to break?
I mean, you scared me, but hopefully it is just cramps. I'm not going to stress about it until the team tells me I need to stress about it.
100%. That being said, we'll be right back. We're going to cut to commercial break, pay some bills real quick. When we come back, we're going to be talking some Cavaliers basketball, and then after that, we might have a new segment to show you guys here on the East Bank Sports Show. We will be right back after these commercial messages. And we're back with the East Bank Sports Show. I just want to remind everybody real quick, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Helps us grow a ton. Make sure you follow us on all the socials. We have TikTok, we have Instagram. Make sure you follow the Fanatical Elves everywhere. Make sure you check out the Fanatical Elves merch shop. It's in the link tree attached to all of the accounts I just mentioned. Just updated with some new show graphics, some new different t-shirts, that kind of thing. It helps us grow a ton. Tim, who is a Bengals fan in our comments a lot. Tim's a great guy. We need to play NCAA together soon. That being said, Tim, there's an East Bank Sports Show shirt out there, and it's black shirt, orange logo, so you could get away with some Bengals merch there, even though it is very, very Cleveland-esque. That being said, let's get back into this, Matt. Evan Mobley gets a massive 5-year, $224 million rookie contract extension. What was your reactions?
Overpay.
Overpay, really?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I love him. I feel like I've been pretty loud about wanting to keep the core together as long as, it works out in the long run and, everything is all smooth in the process of keeping the core together. And I'm not saying this ruins that possibility at all. I just think that's a lot of money. I think we bought the potential. We didn't buy the player today, which is
Yeah, I
fine
mean,
as
that's
long as it
exactly
turns
what
out.
that's exactly what this deal is. You know what I mean? You're buying into the potential of, hoping that Atkinson can unlock Evan Mobley to be that offensive juggernaut, defensive juggernaut that, we kind of thought he could be. He's been labeled as a unicorn multiple times in his career. He's still very young in terms of not even hitting what would be an NBA prime age of like 26, 27, around there. It's just, to me, it's more telling of the direction they want to go with this team, right? We've debated all offseason so far, keep the core, move the core, keep the core, move the core. Well, now we've extended Evan Mobley and we've extended Donovan Mitchell. That should tell you at least there's two pillars here now at this point, obviously, that they feel strongly about. They've also come out in the media and said, we're not trading Garland. And Garland said he doesn't want to be traded. As much as, the big sexy move wants to be had, I don't think the big sexy move is to be had here. You know what I mean, Matt? But big props to Evan Mobley. I think you earned it in terms of, everything that's there on paper. And he's my favorite Cavalier just because I love players that are drafted in Cleveland, stay in Cleveland, are Cleveland. Shout out Myles Garrett. So I'm really excited to see that. We got a fan in the comments saying we need LeBron. Unfortunately, I do not think that's going to happen because of the fact that LeBron's son is in LA. It's actually one of my friends. Just wanted to throw him up on screen. That's funny as hell. Matt, anything else Cleveland Cavaliers before we we're piling through these topics right now?
No, I mean, I'm excited for what we got coming up next.
Yeah. So the next topic, I'm going to intro this out a little bit. I know we're all excited as Cleveland fans, maybe not Tim in the comments, but I'm excited. Browns report to Greenbrier. I believe they are on their way right now, actually, or just got there tonight. Greenbrier for, training camp. And, the topic we're going to go through today is kind of like the fast money on Family Feud. So this is going to replace Final Thoughts and Takes. So we're already kind of at the end. It's a quick episode of the East Bank Sports Show today. In the lull of a lot of sports, all we got going on is baseball. And, we could have been way more cynical. And then, of course, the Guardians won 2 in a row. I rest my case. So we're going to go through comment by comment, question by question, and do a fast money-esque short answer response. And kind of just leave it there for now. Leave some preliminary thoughts before we go into training camp. So that way, me and Matt, have some groundwork to lay on when we start talking more and more as more things come out. Matt, real quick, before we do this, I do want to talk real quick. Thoughts on the Amari Cooper contract restructure. And then the PUP list came out today. Nick Chubb is, of course, on it. That doesn't mean he isn't playing week 1. We'll get to that in a minute. Amari Cooper contract extension. What was your thoughts when you saw that?
Without getting too much into it, because it's kind of coming up here, I'm excited that both sides were able to come to a deal, but it also kind of has me worried, to be honest.
That's a good way to put it, to get into fast money, fast Browns questions. Matt, you're on the clock. Are you ready to go?
Let's get it going.
Question number 1. Does Nick Chubb play week 1?
Absolutely not.
Question number 2. Is this Amari Cooper's last year in Cleveland?
Unfortunately, it is.
Question number 3. Is Coach Kevin Stefanski still on the hot seat, even though he just won Coach of the Year, as the national media has subtly suggested?
2-time Coach of the Year. Absolutely not.
Question number 4. What is the weakest position group for the Cleveland Browns going into training camp and this preseason window?
the one that ends up injured the most.
Final question, most important question. Are we going to be eating W's this year or what?
Silly question. All of the W's will be eaten.
Love it. I want to turn, Matt. I think this is going to be fun. I'm ready to do fast Browns answers.
Let's get into it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Noah, does Nick Chubb play week 1 for the Cleveland Browns?
100%.
Ooh. Is this Amari Cooper's final year in the brown and orange?
Unless he's taking a pay cut.
Moving on. Is Stefanski on the hot seat to start this season in Cleveland?
Two-time. Hell no.
I love it. What is the Browns' weakest positional group?
Linebacker, I guess. Linebacker, I guess.
I like that. And as you put it, the most important question of all, are we going to be the W's?
So many W's, and we're stealing the crab legs and something else related to Jameis Winston. We're going to throw 30 picks too. No, we're not. I take that back. I'm just kidding.
30 touchdowns, though.
Matt, is there anything else you were looking to cover today? I know this has been a pretty quick episode, but we did a shorter episode last time, and, it popped off for some views on YouTube. Again, really appreciate that. So we kind of kept it short. See what happens. Go from there, especially while we're in the dog days. We're kind of waiting for more news to break. Matt, anything else you want to say before we take this thing off the air?
Really, the last thing I got is, good luck to all those rookies that signed contracts into the MLB. They're getting ready to get rolling in their various minor league spots here. Good luck to them.
Yeah, I can't wait to head down the road and check out my boy Benzana. I almost butchered that. And watch him down at Lake County. I might even buy a jersey. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll buy a Tugboat t-shirt too while I'm down there, because that's still my guy, Tugboat. That being said, thank you guys for tuning in to yet another edition of the East Bank Sports Show. Helps us out a ton when you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow us everywhere. Make sure you check out all the other shows on the Fanatical Elves Network. We got Lou, we got John, we got Jarrell, we got Sam. We have everybody doing a plethora of different content, some covering more just granular Brown stuff and some talking more Cleveland sports like I am right now with my boy Matt. And until next time, Cleveland, make sure you guys have a blessed rest of your week. There is no East Bank Sports Show at the office this week, by the way, for those who tune in. John, one of our co-hosts over there, is on vacation. So this is our only episode this week, hence why we're doing it on a Wednesday. But until next time, Cleveland, until next time, Browns fans, until next time, Guardians fans, have a great rest of your week. Stay blessed.